In the shadowed valleys where the wind whispers of forgotten legends, the path of immortality twists ever more perilously. In recap Renegade Immortal Chapter 573, Chapter 574, our wandering cultivator treads the thin line between mortal frailty and the boundless power that few dare to grasp. Enemies unseen stir in the dark, while ancient secrets of the Tao threaten to awaken forces beyond reckoning. As the mist coils around jagged cliffs and the scent of blood lingers on the air, destiny waits with bated breath. Prepare to follow him once more into the crucible of fate, where each step may birth legend, or lead to ruin. The air trembled with a silent warning, as though the very heavens themselves held their breath. A place of unimaginable darkness and fury lay beneath the towering spires of Sky Demon City, a realm where the blood of countless cultivators had soaked the earth, and where the scent of slaughter clung to every stone. It was here that Wang Lin chose to step. Not out of courage, but out of cunning. For his mind distrusted the words of the man called Shu. Only a fraction of them, he thought, were worthy of belief. The rest, he would test for himself. Yet it was the trembling of the slaughter energy that called to him, a siren song to the heart of ambition. To bend this slaughter energy to my will, only here can I hope to master the celestial slaughter art, he whispered to himself, and without a backward glance, he vanished into the shadows of the prison depths. Some paths demand choice. Some sacrifices cannot be avoided. Wang Lin descended stone steps slick with ancient blood, his footsteps silent, yet each strike against the air resonated like the beating of a war drum. After the passing of a single incense, the light ahead flared, a sickly, crimson brilliance that painted the walls with the color of gore. He stepped into a world drenched in red, vast beyond comprehension. The ground was a tapestry of blood, etched with marks of countless struggles, a canvas that spoke of centuries of slaughter. The boundaries of this realm were lost in a haze of red mist. It existed as its own reality, directly beneath the living city above. Pools of congealed blood dotted the land, each holding a figure within. Their bodies were grotesque in their injuries, yet they sat with eyes closed, cultivating in the viscous crimson as if it were a sacred elixir. The wounds moved strangely, like snakes beneath the skin, yet no sound escaped them. Wang Lin felt the surge of the 5 strands of slaughter energy as they leapt to him, circling, thrumming with impatient excitement. The scent of blood filled his mouth, igniting a feral thrill within. He approached one of the pools and paused, allowing hesitation to touch him only briefly. With the resolve of a warrior stepping into legend, he lowered himself into the crimson depths, half submerged in the blood that promised both power and madness. The moment he did, the energy of death and killing poured into him, flooding his senses. Each breath drew more of the murderous aura from the pool. Each heartbeat sharpened his instinct to kill. Slowly, his eyes glowed red, and the 5 strands of slaughter energy around him shrieked, singing in a melody of blood and fury. At first, he tried to resist celestial spiritual energy, but soon he realized the futility. He sealed his mind and surrendered fully to the torrent, allowing the killing intent to sweep through his veins like wildfire. Time lost meaning as the others in the blood pools opened their eyes. A storm erupted, a tidal wave of fury and death. Cultivators erupted from their pools, eyes blazing, their shouts raw and unrelenting. Kill! 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 1,000 warriors, all steeped in bloodlust, clashed in the air. Their bodies became arrows of destruction, every strike dripping with the essence of slaughter. Wang Lin's mind was gone, only the pulse of killing remained. He rose from his pool with a roar that shook the Scarlet World itself, tearing into the chaos like a blade through silk. Finger of death, demonic strikes, and mystical treasures, all instruments in his symphony of carnage. Every foe he encountered fell before him. Blood soaked him, yet he did not tire. Hesitation was a luxury he could not afford. Here, survival demanded that he kill, and failure meant becoming nothing more than a tool for someone else's bloodlust. Death itself had no dominion in this place. The formation beneath the world ensured that all slain rose again, feeding the endless cycle of slaughter. Hours, or perhaps days, passed in relentless fury. When the storm of killing finally ebbed, barely 100 remained, Wang Lin among them. Their auras were monstrous, each surrounded by a mist of blood 3 feet wide, their eyes void of reason, only reflecting hunger for death. Without a word, they dispersed, seeking pools anew, the cycle ready to begin again. Wang Lin's red eyes carried a strange clarity now. He claimed a pool, and the cultivators within scattered before him, a silent acknowledgement of his growing power. Immersed once more in the pool, he closed his eyes and meditated upon the heart of slaughter. This killing heart, it is the key, he murmured. Without it, the refinement of slaughter energy is but a fleeting accident. Soon the carnage rose again, as if the scarlet world itself demanded it. Skyward they flew, every battle a tempest of blood and death, their slaughters repeated countless times each day. Wang Lin endured until the last, his aura spreading across dozens of feet, yet still not rivaling the black-haired man whose presence dominated the heavens with a blood mist over 100 feet wide. He hovered like a sovereign, a king in the red chaos. But even kings are not invincible. As the final clash waned, a silver dragon streaked through the skies, lightning incarnate. Its cold gaze absorbed the blood mist of every warrior, leaving only desolation in its wake. The black-haired sovereign lunged, yet the dragon's glance alone shattered him. His power, his pride, and his blood mist were devoured in an instant, leaving the scarlet world momentarily silent under the dragon's chilling presence. In this world of unending slaughter, legends were forged in blood, and Wang Lin, eyes still burning red, understood that only by embracing the heart of slaughter could one hope to command the storm. The crimson mist swirled like a living sea of blood, thick and suffocating, and yet within it, clarity began to pierce the haze. Wang Lin's eyes, once clouded by chaos, now gleamed with sharp understanding. The silver dragon, ethereal, radiant, and impossibly cold, was no mere beast. It was the demon emperor's sword, the one spoken of by Shu. And the carnage that had erupted here, it was the sustenance of this weapon, a feast woven from the essence of slaughter itself. The black-haired youth, fallen yet unbroken, stirred in the depths of a blood pool. Death could not claim him permanently. The mist that had once enshrouded him vanished, leaving only the silent determination of resurrection. The cycle of rising and falling would continue, again and again. A day passed in this scarlet world, a day marked by the relentless echo of death. Wang Lin, seated within the still churning blood pool, let the currents of slaughter seep into his very bones. "When I first learned the celestial slaughter art," he murmured, voice low and resonant, "they spoke of life and death aura. Now, I feel it. Truly feel it." Strands of killing intent, invisible yet potent, slithered into him, fusing with his spirit. Still, questions lingered. The connection between the celestial slaughter art and the dominion of life and death remained elusive. A shadow he could almost grasp, but not yet hold. Night fell, and with it the slaughter resumed. Time lost all meaning for Wang Lin. The killings around him intensified, the blood mist rising in ever-thickening clouds, feeding his comprehension. With each life ended, he absorbed a fragment of understanding, his body and spirit steeped in the rhythm of death and rebirth. When he had first arrived, the aftermath of each slaughter left scores of survivors. Now, with a mere flick of his finger, he could snuff out a life, his eyes burning like twin suns in a blood-drenched sky. Less than 50 remained, their spirits scattered, each seeking their own pool to nurture their strength. Around Wang Lin, the blood mist stretched 50 feet wide, a crimson halo marking him as something apart from ordinary men. Time, measured only by the ebb and flow of violence, passed in waves. With each cycle, the slaughter renewed, and Wang Lin roared his triumph into the void. Less than 20 remained now, the crimson clouds swelling to 70 feet. Life and death danced here endlessly, a brutal symphony orchestrated by his growing might. Even he, immortal in resilience, lost count of days. But the 5 strands of slaughter energy, now transformed into life force seals enveloping his form, shielded him. They marked him as untouchable, a tiger among lambs, a force carving itself apart from the mundane fray. At last, the sky cleared of death's chorus, leaving only 2 figures hovering in the scarlet expanse. Wang Lin's body radiated raw, terrifying power, his blood mist a sphere of horror stretching hundreds of feet. Opposite him stood the black-haired youth, reborn once more, his aura not diminished but amplified. The silver light shimmered, cold and impartial, descending upon them. Its gaze, sharper than any blade, fixed first on Wang Lin, then the youth, drawing the essence of their struggle. The black-haired youth roared, charging as if to meet the dragon itself. The silver dragon recoiled, claws descending with disdain, and the sky seemed to buckle under the force of their collision. The youth's body shattered under the impact, yet a fragment of the blood mist entered him, sustaining the cycle of resurrection. Silently, he reformed in a blood pool, eyes unseeing of the heavens, consumed only by cultivation. The silver dragon's attention shifted to Wang Lin. Without hesitation, he relinquished the blood mist, allowing the ethereal weapon to feed. It vanished, leaving Wang Lin standing amidst the quiet aftermath, clarity returning to his gaze. Others fled from the blood pool as he approached, recognizing the power that now radiated from him. Seated alone, Wang Lin allowed a smile to curl upon his lips, gradually expanding into laughter that echoed through the scarlet expanse. No one heard him. All were consumed by their own hunger for killing intent. Celestial slaughter art, to end a life, to forge a life seal, death giving rise to life. This is the law of reincarnation itself. He breathed in the truth of it, the eternal cycle made manifest. The silver dragon, the formation, the slaughter, they all followed this principle. Wang Lin's eyes gleamed with enlightenment. The 5 strands of slaughter energy coalesced before him, spiraling into a giant gray vortex. It spun violently, then disappeared into his chest, transforming him utterly. A killing aura, unprecedented in its ferocity, surged into the scarlet world. Every survivor turned toward him, wide-eyed with awe. Slaughter aura! Wang Lin's voice boomed. Gray explosions erupted from the blood pools. Resurrected bodies shattered, strands of slaughter energy rising like phantoms to encircle him. Nearly 100 strands now hovered, circling in silent menace. The devastation did not cease. All life within the blood pools disintegrated into gray gas, the scarlet sky roiling in chaos. None resurrected this time. Their final gaze, now clear for the first time in countless cycles, held a glimmer of relief. In the distance, the black-haired youth stirred. Bloodshot eyes glimmered, a thin mist encircling him. He growled, a lone defiance against Wang Lin's omnipotence. 3,792 strands of gray gas danced around Wang Lin. Only he and the black-haired youth remained. A jagged bolt of lightning struck the sky, reforming into the silver dragon, its gaze locked on Wang Lin with relentless intent. The final reckoning was about to begin.